What's up guys, Tommy Bowyer here from Movie Rewind, and today I'll be reviewing Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico. So without further ado, let's get into it. Monster of Mexico was released in 2003 and was once again produced by Warner Bros. Animation. It stars the original voice cast of Frank Welker, Kasem, Nicole Jaffe and Heather North, and it marks the final appearances of Jaffe and North in the roles of Velma and Daphne. So it's quite an important film for Scooby-Doo hardcore fans, it's to say. Monster of Mexico's plot revolves around the ancient Mexico myth of El Chupacabra, which is terrorizing a local Mexican hotel resort, and the gang have to try and solve the mystery. I have to say, this film does have a cracking good mystery, so it'll be interesting talking about it in this review. So straight off, the main reason Scooby-Doo films are popular is because of a memorable monster, and El Chupacabra is one of the rare cases when the monster is actually scary, and that's due to a couple of reasons. Firstly, the design of El Chupacabra is really strong. It looks like a terrifying Bigfoot type creature, so they did a great job with that. The voice of El Chupacabra, it's got a very distinctive roar brought to life by voice actor Frank Welker, so it really sticks in your head, that roar. And also, the El Chupacabra scenes primarily air at night, so with the night setting it's already quite creepy, and El Chupacabra fits that setting really well. As I've said, there are a number of scenes when you don't actually see El Chupacabra on screen, but you can hear his ferocious roar in the background echoing, and it just works really, really well. So El Chupacabra, a very memorable and scary Scooby-Doo monster. We're introduced to Mexican brothers Alejo and Louie, who own a hotel in Mexico, and basically because El Chupacabra keeps terrorizing their hotel, they are losing a lot of money because tourists don't want to stay there, which means that they might have to sell their valuable land. And actually, Alejo and Louie are likable characters. They're a good addition to the mystery gang in this film, I have to say. I'm glad that they're not just background characters. They actually get actively involved in the plot and follow the gang on their investigations, which makes sense because obviously the El Chupacabra attacks are affecting their businesses, so of course they're going to try and do all they can to try and solve the mystery. I also love this film's soundtrack. It combines the original Scooby-Doo Where Are You music with Mexican themes. There's a lot of Mexican instruments used in this soundtrack, such as maracas, and it just works. It fits the tone and setting of the film perfectly. If you're going to have a Scooby-Doo film set in Mexico, then it's good that the soundtrack kind of embraces Mexican music as well. So that was just a good addition to this film. The mystery of Monster of Mexico is really good, and I don't think I fully appreciated it when I was younger. There are a lot of hints given throughout which tell you who the true culprits behind this mystery are, and I have to say, as a kid I didn't even realise them, but as an adult watching this, you're like, that's very clever actually. I can see how all these plot points are connecting together. So I just really enjoy Monster of Mexico's mystery. It works really well. You can tell a lot of effort was put in to giving clues and hints. There's a lot of red herrings which you would expect from a Scooby-Doo film, and it's great to see the gang actually doing some proper mystery solving. They're actually trying to work it out. So yeah, Monster of Mexico does have a great mystery which takes them around different parts of Mexico, which is also great to see. As this film is set in Mexico, I think it's important that they embrace the setting. So we go from the Day of the Dead festivities to the Aztec pyramids. It just works. I love how this film crisscrosses throughout Mexico, so we get to see different aspects of Mexican culture. The scene of the film. Now I had to think long and hard about this because there's numerous ones I could have included. The El Chupacabra scenes because they're quite creepy and scary. The Aztec pyramid scenes where the gang are chased by all manner of different creatures because that's quite a creative scene. But for me, it's a scene at the Day of the Dead festivities where the gang are kind of regrouping and analysing all of the clues and suspects that have come to their attention. Why I love this scene is because unlike a lot of Scooby-Doo films where it's kind of all solved at the end, these guys are actually halfway through kind of trying to figure out what all these clues mean and connect the dots. And I just think that's a really important scene, which we don't always see in Scooby-Doo films. So I actually like that because not only are the gang trying to solve the mystery, it also gives the audience time to reflect on the clues the gang have found and try and figure out the mystery for themselves. So I actually really like this scene. It's a scene which I think more Scooby-Doo films need to do. So in conclusion, Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico brings to life a very scary Scooby-Doo monster through a well thought through mystery, which really will have the viewers scratching their head trying to connect all the dots together. It has a great soundtrack which purely embraces the Mexican theme, and I also like the side characters of Louie and Alejo. They're actually really good additions to the gang, and I like their involvement in this film. Scooby-Doo and the Monster of Mexico has plenty of comedic moments, plenty of engaging and energetic chase sequences, as well as some scary moments as well. So what more could you ask for from a Scooby-Doo film? And that's why Monster of Mexico gets a very well-deserved gold ranking. This film I remember fondly. It was released the same year as Legend of the Vampire, and yeah, it's a good Scooby-Doo film. I would highly recommend it if you have not seen it. So thanks for watching, guys. I really do hope you enjoyed this review. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe in order to receive great and maybe even improved quality content in the future. I'm sorry if it sounds really windy. For some reason where I live, the wind is just atrocious right now, so I do apologise for that. Next week, I'll be reviewing Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster, which is one of my personal favourites, so I'm really looking forward to rewatching that, and I will see you in another one. See ya!